Hi, this is Daryl. Thanks so much for spending your time with me to walk through my buyer's presentation. We're going to explain the steps that you're going to take buying a home. The first step is you're going to need to get pre-qualified or pre-approved by a lender. And you definitely want to rely on your agent to provide a list of good lenders. There's good lenders and not so good lenders. I've dealt with many of them, good and bad. And during the pre-qualification process, what that exploration is for is so the loan officer can look at your credit. He's going to look at your income, how much money you have for down payment. And based on that, he's going to say you qualify for X purchase price, this much down. So credit's going to be important. Your down payment, and then some extra money that needs to be set aside. The loan officer will go through what reserves are. That's a somewhat complex process, but they make it simple for you. And once you get through that process, there's two different things that can pre-qualify you, where you tell them verbally what you make. You don't provide them any documentation. They pull your credit and they say, based on what you've told me, you're approved for this. The next level is pre-approval, which is essentially making you a cash buyer. That's where you provided all your income, asset information, paycheck stubs, bank statements, 401k, whatever it may be. That's presented to an underwriter. They underwrite you credit-wise, and then you're essentially a cash buyer because you put the offer in, it's subject to appraisal. So that's the least risky way to go and the best way to get an offer accepted in this seller's market. The next step is, after you've been pre-qualified or pre-approved, we'll sit down and talk about what your needs are, what area you want to live in, what school district, do you want a pool or not, how many bedrooms, how many baths, how many square feet, what your preferred age is of the property. Then what we'll do is we'll set up a portal that'll email you properties daily. And then once you see some properties that meet your needs, we'll make appointments. We schedule those through a showing service. We'll schedule as many as we can to make sure that you have the best opportunity. Once you find a home that you like, the next step is we make an offer that's going to be done in writing. And we all use electronic software to make it simple as possible for you. The whole goal is simplicity. And then we'll submit that offer to an agent, the listing agent. And once he presents it to his client, the seller has some options. He can either reject, he can counteroffer, he can choose to ignore. Hopefully we get a counter. And then once we have an accepted offer, the next step is we give an option fee. That gives you 7 to 10 days to take the home off the market to get an inspection done. And that's usually $150, $200, depending on the price range of the property. It could be a little more. Then there's earnest money, which is about 1% of the purchase price. And that just says to the seller, I earnestly want to purchase this home from you. Then at that time, the contract's delivered to the title company. It's put in escrow. We schedule an inspection. The inspector is going to take a look at all the major items on the home: electrical, plumbing, HVAC, foundation, roof. He's going to tell you the age, the condition. And at that time, we can find what needs to be repaired, if any, make the request for the repairs, or say we find something that's just alarming and you say, this isn't the home for me, we terminate the contract. You get your earnest money back, the option fee remains the seller's. And if not, say that we find some issues, they're minor, we ask the seller to repair them, we negotiate back and forth to get the items repaired that we really want done. They agree. We move forward. Then next what happens is we get title. The contract's already delivered to the title company. And title insurance insures you against any liens against the property to make sure that no one else has a claim on it, that it's your property, no one else has a claim. And you definitely have to have title insurance. If you don't, someone could make a claim against that property. It could be a long, drawn-out court battle, which you don't want. But that's why I'm here. That's why the title company's here. And now, once we're in escrow, everything's moving forward. The loan officer is going to be processing your loan. That takes about 30 days, give or take. And during the time, the loan officer may be asking for some more information, additional pay stubs, bank statements, things like that. And then the end of the process is the closing. At that time, before the closing can be scheduled, there's now what's called a CD, a closing disclosure, which will be delivered to you 72 business hours before closing. It's going to tell you, Mr. or Miss Buyer, here was your purchase price, here's your down payment, your closing cost. You'll review it. Everything looks good. Then 72 hours later, you go to closing, you bring your down payment. Your option fee and earnest money are credited to the down payment and closing costs. So that's money you won't have to bring. The money that you'll have to pay outside is an appraisal, which is what's done to make sure the home is worth what you're paying for it. That's part of the loan process. I hope this was a good explanation to you. I know you're going to have questions. It's a complex process, but I'm here to guide you through it. And I look forward to helping you. Make sure you click the button below. Talk to you soon.